What's up guys, and welcome back to another Helldivers 2 Terminid guide. Today we're going to be showcasing why the Quasar Cannon should be your one-stop shop for dealing all your heavy enemy related problems on the Helldive difficulty. And as a bonus, I'm going to give you a complete loadout breakdown from your primary weapons and stratagems all the way down to what sidearm grenades and armor to use, whilst giving you alternatives if you're not in the market to spend any super credits. So there's something for everybody, so be sure to stick around. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So the Quasar Cannon is still making its way into my loadout after all this time, and regardless of its cooldown time nerf a couple of patches ago, its ease of use and its unlimited ammo supply is huge when dealing with the countless heavy enemies you encounter on the higher difficulties. The Quasar Cannon is very accurate and doesn't require you to carry a pack like the autocannon or the spear, giving you the space to have another backpack related stratagem, which we'll see later on in this guide. As mentioned, the Quasar Cannon did get a small nerf a couple of patches ago by having its cooldown time extended by 5 seconds, but I don't mind that trade-off for still having a weapon that's capable of taking out every heavy enemy whilst having an unlimited supply of ammo. So with all that said, let's get into the build that complements the Quasar Cannon and will make playing on Helldive difficulty a piece of cake. So starting with our primary weapon, I find when paired with the right secondary and support weapons, the Scorcher is a great weapon to use against the Terminids, with its great accuracy and power, and can take down your light enemies such as warriors, hunters in 2 shots, and has the ability to take down medium enemies like your hive guards and those deadly stalkers with half a clip thanks to its explosive damage. It's also great for taking out chargers when they have their weak spots exposed. For example, when facing the armoured chargers, I find stripping off its leg armour with an EAT-17 or the Quasar Cannon and then emptying half a mag into the exposed leg to be a very simple yet effective strategy. The plasma has a mag capacity of 15 and it comes with 6 spare clips. You do need some ammo discipline when using the Scorcher, as it can go through your ammo very quickly, so I find getting into the habit of switching to your secondary to kill the weaker enemies to be a great way of preserving your Scorcher ammo. And as said earlier, when paired with certain support stratagems, you can really maximise the ammo supply and will find the Scorcher to be an amazing primary to take with you. For those of you that have the Steeled Veterans War Bond, it would be rude of me not to mention the very popular Incendiary Breaker, as this as well as the Scorcher are my 2 go-to primary weapons when facing the Terminids on Helldive difficulty. Its crowd clearing capabilities makes it a great weapon to use on high difficulties due to the increased enemy presence, and works very well at mopping up all the light enemies and can be used to great effect on choke points. It's also decent against most medium armoured enemies like the hive guards, which when shooting them head on still sets them alight, slowly chipping away at their health. And as for the brood commanders, I find shooting them at a distance to start the fire damage and finishing them off with a secondary weapon to be a great combo. And whilst talking about the larger enemies, it only takes a few shots to set chargers and bile titans on fire, helping chip down their health from a safe distance before using your stratagems to take them out. My secondary weapon depends on what primary weapon I'm using, so when using the Incendiary Breaker, I find the grenade pistol is a very versatile secondary and gives you so much more customization when tweaking your loadouts, as it covers situations where you would normally have to use a grenade or a stratagem. When using the grenade pistol, you don't have to worry about having enough grenades when taking out bug holes, as the grenade pistol can take them out and is also great for taking out the tankier medium armoured enemies such as your brood commanders. And as mentioned earlier, sometimes if there's a cluster of hive guards, I'll shoot the ground they're on, taking out multiple medium enemies with a single shot. If I'm using the Scorcher, I find the ever reliable P19 Redeemer machine pistol to be the perfect secondary for when reloading your Scorcher isn't fast enough, or you need to clear a pack of hunters quickly closing in on you. It has a large magazine which when you pick your targets and burst fire, you can take out an impressive amount of enemies per mag and deals a surprisingly decent amount of damage. Learning to pick your shots and remain calm when getting pressed, you'll quickly realise how great the P19 Redeemer really is. For my grenade, I find you can't go wrong with either the G19 Impact Grenade or its premium currency equivalent, the Incendiary Impact Grenade. Both grenades can be used to close bug holes and take out large groups of approaching medium enemies. Personally, I prefer the regular Impact for its higher damage, but remember, if you're using the P19 Redeemer over the grenade pistol, you'll be best to hold on to your grenades for bug holes in case you don't have any stratagems to close them. Moving on to our armour, when fighting the Terminids on Helldive difficulty, I use the CM35 Trench Engineer Medium Armour, which is in the free War Bond. You don't need the whole set, as helmets and capes currently have the same stats and currently have no passives, so you should only buy helmets and capes you like the look of aesthetically. So I use the Trench Engineer Armour for its medium armour protection and its great armour passive engineering kit, which gives you a 30% recoil reduction when crouched or prone, and more importantly an extra 2 grenades to your carrying capacity, which is great for thinning those crowds and taking out more bug holes, especially if you're not using the grenade pistol for a secondary. So your main way of clearing bug nests will be your impact grenades, so the more you can carry, the better. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please consider liking and sharing, as it really helps out the channel and it gives me an indication of what you guys like, and I can continue to bring you more content like this. And on that note, if there's any particular guides you'd like to see in the future, please comment down below. So moving on to our vital stratagems, I find on Helldive difficulty when facing the Terminids we have to prioritise taking out our heavier targets such as our Chargers and Bile Titans. We've already established that our Scorcher or Incendiary Breaker can take out all of the light armoured bugs and most of the medium armoured bugs, and our Redeemer Pistol can clear up the smaller enemies to save our primary ammo, so that leaves us with our stratagems to clear out the heavies. So with that said, and to no surprise, the 500 kg bomb is my first stratagem I use. Its quick cooling time and being so easy to use makes it an easy choice for me when taking out Bile Titans. Sure, it could do with a larger damage radius being the 500 kg bomb, but its relatively small learning curve makes it the obvious pick. You should only be using the 500 kg on Bile Titans, as you'll see in a minute what we'll be using to take out the Chargers, and always having a 500 kg at hand is what you want to aim for. The next stratagem is the orbital 380mm barrage. It isn't an absolute must, so if you have a favourite stratagem and would like to still take it along with you, consider replacing this slot, but with that said, I use the 380mm barrage for clearing medium to large bug nests and for defending extracts by placing it in the distance of where the enemies are spawning. Using the 380mm on the largest bug nests I find is an absolute game changer. Although you should always approach these nests as a team, you'll often find yourself attacking them solo, and although you're not guaranteed to close the entire nest with a barrage, you can close over half a dozen holes with it whilst being nowhere near the nest, which is great for avoiding unnecessary conflicts, and then you can run back to close the few remaining holes with your impact grenades or grenade pistol, making an otherwise difficult side mission a breeze. For our support weapon stratagem, you can probably guess the Quasar Cannon is a must for any Helldiver looking to stay in the fight for as long as they can whilst taking out those heavy enemies and not needing to scramble around for ammo on those long enemy packed Helldive difficulty missions. It feels great to fire with steady accuracy and relatively decent cooldown time, and that much needed unlimited ammo, so don't overcomplicate your loadouts and stick with a dependable Quasar Cannon. Before moving on to our boosters, that last stratagem slot, and a very important one at that, is the Guard Dog Rover. This unlimited ammo army of one stratagem is the bread and butter to this build, clearing up all the smaller enemies, saving you your precious ammo and time dealing with them. It acts as your personal bodyguard, can take out a wide range of enemies, and once recharged you can call in another one for your fellow Helldivers. On Helldive difficulty you run into so many hordes that having a stratagem that you can set and forget about is a big win and will make your missions a lot more straightforward. It does have a small learning curve, as it can kill you or your fellow Helldivers when positioning around it, so just keep a small distance when playing with your squad and learn how the rover positions itself around you, and you'll be fine and much better off for having it with you. Most Helldivers have their favourite boosters, and I find having at the very least the vitality and stamina enhancement boosters are great to have with you when deploying. So if you can communicate with your squad, be sure that they bring these two along with them, as the vitality keeps you alive longer and the stamina enhancement makes your time exploring the map more efficient. Any other boosters are more just personal preference. I really hope you all enjoyed this build focusing around the Quasar Cannon, and if you did, please check out my other Helldive difficulty build videos on the channel to make your time spreading democracy more fun and effective. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys on the battlefield. Blagger out.